You can't start a fire before the spark is gone so fire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. Well, hello and welcome into this Monday's tier list video. Stephen, it's part 2. Stephen to my left, incidentally co-host. I am Jonathan, doing my best impression of the boss. Horrendously, Bruce Springsteen. Dancing in the Dark was a cult favourite of me and my peers when I was in secondary school a long time ago. Used to enjoy the video quite a bit, where it was Courtney Cox, of course, putting the hand out and pulling her up onto stage. Dun, 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 dun. White shirt, dynamite, incredible Telecaster. That's not what we're talking about though. We're talking about the 1990s, Stephen. We did a stream last night where we categorised 1 through to 50, some honourable mentions, some soppy nostalgia picks from me as well, because I simply had to put them in there. And now we're going to finish the job. We're going to light the spark that starts... Fuck off. We're going to finish the job, Stephen, by ranking them 1 through 50, 50 through 1. So without further ado, shall we dive right into this, Stephen, and fucking get right in and about it, and start with 50 to 41 right now. State of play, Stephen. We've got Toy Story at the toppermost of the poppermost of the 5th category, followed by The Lion King, Thin Red Line, Jurassic Park, American History X, Boys in the Hood, Breakdown, Braveheart, Trainspotting, finishing with The Fifth Element. Would you recommend any changes there, Stephen? What would we have at 50? Is The Fifth Element the worst of the 50 movies on this list?
No, definitely not.
We never even spoke about The Fifth Element.
Yeah, The Fifth Element for me
fucking love that film.
Such a great film. The aesthetics of that film blew my mind when it first came out. Just the visuals. This was pre-Coruscant. This is before what we got in episode 2. Attack of the Clones. This was what I imagined it would be like, and it's very similar in a way, but there's a lot of homage to, I think, Blade Runner in this film as well done. But Bruce Willis again, he is the all-action star of the 80s and the 1990s, but this film, it's a slight difference. There's obviously the sci-fi element in there, and you've got
Corbin
Gary
Dallas.
Oldman. Yeah,
it's his name. Just came to me.
Yeah.
Corbin Dallas. Sorry, Steve.
A really good Ian Holmes as well.
Ian Holmes, the great Gary Oldman playing Juan Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg.
Yeah.
Great gun, practical gun with some brilliant little tricks in there, flamethrowers and whatnot. Just a really well put together sci-fi film, dystopian in some ways. The way that, and Stephen, you can see it happening in modern day society now, nearly 20 odd, 30 odd years later, where we are becoming more sort of isolated, and you kind of get that in this film. He's living this lifestyle. It's a kind of robotic mailman that's coming up and delivering good news and bad news. Obviously wins a trip to a cruise, doesn't he? An intergalactic cruise. You've got fucking operatic singers and this alien force that's making its way and threatening everything. It's just a really simple story, but a really well written story and some brilliant performances. First time I'd ever heard of Mia Jovovich.
Yeah.
As the sort of red-headed... How shall I put it?
Lilu.
What was that?
That was her name, Lilu, wasn't it?
Lilu, yeah. It's just a really good film, Stephen, stylistically, and a brilliant example of an original sci-fi experience. I think it's thoroughly deserving to be in the top 50 films of the 1990s, and just again, Bruce Willis, can't sing the guy's praises enough. He's in a few films on this list, and they're all distinctly different. So that shows you the range of the guy. He's in The Sixth Sense, he's in Pulp Fiction, and then he's in this, and it's just really different, interesting roles that he's doing. Absolute travesty what's happening to that guy just now in his late 60s. It's a real loss. Stephen, where would you rank it? Do you think it's 50?
No, I think it's higher up, John, than that. I think it's maybe in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, I'd agree,
For
yeah.
me. Yeah.
What would you say is 50? Braveheart?
I would put Braveheart at 50, John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's barely getting in.
Yeah.
It's just, if I've got a category of soapy nostalgia picks, then that's just a combined soapy nostalgia pick. It's an inspiring film for...
I would probably put Breakdown in just after The Fifth Element.
Yeah.
I think Fifth Element is a better film, but Breakdown's a very good film as well. But I think just after
Yeah.
The Fifth Element.
Trainspotting, Stephen. It's a film I've never gelled with. I'm just not about that whole drug-addled shit. I understand it's showing the societal issues in the United Kingdom in that era and how it impacts on people and obviously addiction. And there's some great cast. There's a great cast in there. Robert Carlyle, Ewan McGregor. I always forget the other guys' names. One's not
Ewan
British.
Bremner.
Ewan Bremner. Who's the guy that's not British? He's definitely American.
Not
sure
British.
Is he British? Am I wrong?
I think you're talking about Johnny. What's his name? He's English.
Lee Miller?
I think he's.
It's not Lee Miller.
Yeah, Johnny Lee Miller.
Is he English? I thought he was American. Fucking hell.
I think he's English.
Well, it makes sense because it's a British cast.
But yeah, I mean, it's a great cast, John. Kelly MacDonald in there as well.
Yeah.
Who's a phenomenal actor. He's went on and did some great work.
Was that the actress who she Glaswegian?
John,
born the same fucking day as you.
She was born the same day as me in the same hospital.
Same hospital. So, that's crazy.
So there was probably a point where we were in the same ward.
Mental.
But Kelly MacDonald went on to do The Lights Are No Country for Old Men and Gosford Park, and did some voice work in that animated film Brave, etc. A very good actor.
Yeah.
John, and who played her father? Can you remember? It was Vincent Friel from Restless Natives fame, who played the Roadman.
Yeah. That's another great film. Was that 1990s or was that early 2000s?
That was the 80s, mid-80s.
80s, as far back as 80s. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Peter Mullen's in there, done James Cosmo as well.
Yeah. It's a who's who of Scottish and British talent. I mean, it is, and it was Danny Boyle when it was a breakout film for him. Yeah. Obviously, it's got a cult appeal as well. It's got a lasting legacy. And there's some really unnerving scenes in there, and I'm sure it does I wouldn't know because I'm not a drug addict, but I'm sure it does a phenomenal job of conveying what it's like to be a drug addict. So, and in terms of a Scottish societal sort of examination, it's fucking pretty accurate. So, I mean, we can't knock it just because I'm not the biggest fan of it overall. That doesn't mean that it's not a fantastic film. I mean, I would probably put it up the top of this category.
I would put it either maybe second or third.
Yeah.
In this list.
I'll put it second just now.
Yeah. I would put Jurassic Park first, by the way.
First?
Yeah, just for its technical advances, John, alone.
Yeah. No,
very
absolutely.
important film for other films going forward.
No, I mean, technically it was a revelation, Stephen, and it's got a special place in my heart. As I said, my first theatre-going experience on this earth was going to see a Steven Spielberg film. So, you set a high fucking bar there, don't you? It's only disappointment, really, after that.
On the question is, though, do we think that Notting Hill is a better film than Jurassic Park?
No, absolutely fucking not. No. But then we've not organised the whole of category 31 to 40, so that can still drop down for sure. In fact, put Jurassic Park. I mean, it's not. It isn't. Stephen, Notting Hill is obviously a great romantic comedy, but I said it last night. I mean, if you're talking about romantic films of the 1990s, Sense and Sensibility's head and shoulders above Notting Hill. They cast Alan Rickman, Emma Thompson, fucking everybody's in it. Your man from House, always blanking his name.
Hugh Laurie.
They're all in there. It's a stunning cast. You've got fucking Imelda Staunton, brilliant English-British cast in there, and a really great story. I would rank that above Notting Hill. But then I'm not a huge fan of sort of version of Hugh Grant where he's stuttering and stammering and he's a pretty boy. I like the sort of humbled Hugh Grant who's aged a bit and it's a little bit more get more grit about him, and he's speaking out on political issues. I like that version of Hugh Grant.
Yeah, not the sort of 2D version, the caricature version that we all saw in films like this and Four Weddings and a Funeral. I think around about the time About a Boy came out, I think that's when my head started turning with his acting. I started going...
To be fair, Stephen, I readily admit that it's my fault. It's not a fault of Hugh Grant. He's always been who he is. It's just I didn't know him. It was like the same with Ryan Reynolds. And maybe even to an extent Ryan Gosling, people of that ilk who come up doing those kind of roles, and then I just take a dislike to them. But I don't know them. So then you actually see the other side to them, you get a full-fledged picture of what the personality is. You see, he's actually not too bad. So it's not my problem, or Hugh Grant's problem, it's my fucking problem. I'm just a judgmental twat. And I readily admit it. By the way, Notting Hill is not better than fucking Trainspotting.
Hugh Grant's list.
It's not better than Trainspotting either, Stephen.
No.
No chance. It's not. I've not even seen Thin Red Line. I don't think it's better than that. I'd say it's better than Fifth Element. It's not my cup of tea, but I think it's overall a better probably film than... Is it? Yeah, fuck it. Throw it a bone. Toy Story, Stephen.
Toy Story's got to be higher up, hasn't it?
Yeah,
or is it? I don't know.
A very important animated film. Characters that have stood the test of time, became a generational film.
Have we actually got Trainspotting and Toy Story right next to each other?
We have. Yeah, we have. Demented.
You couldn't get more opposite.
I know. To be fair, it's kind of the same up here. We've got Pulp Fiction and Schindler's List with The Matrix sandwiched in between. So, that whole top 10 is...
We've got American History X in there as well, and we've got Boys in the Hood. And it's really, do we think they're better films than Notting Hill? I would say so. I think they're better films.
Stephen, I tell you what, I think Breakdown's a better film as well. But I'm biased.
Notting Hill was really
It's reality. I mean, it's reality. It's better than The Fifth Element. It's a different kind of film. I prefer The Fifth Element, but I'm ready to admit that it's probably overall an overall better film. It's a different film. It's better.
10 minutes of this show will be going, these guys don't know what they're fucking talking about.
And they'd be right. The Lion King. A hugely important film for me growing up. I really, really did enjoy this. I must have watched this about fucking 24 times minimum.
Toy Story, Lion King are very on par with me. I think they're, in terms of their qualities.
I flung Aladdin in there because, by the way, Aladdin's underrated. But then, where do you draw the fucking line with Disney animated movies in the 1990s? You've got Beauty and the Beast, which is absolutely sublime as well. So, I mean, there's so many. They were on a real roll at that point. That was like the MCU for animated films. The 1990s for Disney, it was just hit after hit after hit, original stories coming out. And even Pixar, I don't think it had amalgamated in with Disney at that point, but it was on a roll and it remains on a roll, Pixar, to be fair. Whereas Disney has collapsed. Its arse has completely imploded with animated. It's lost its way.
What's that in fourth there?
Thin Red Line. I've never seen it. I was team Saving Private Ryan. 98.
I would say that's a better film than the ones after it, that's probably sitting where it should be.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I've moved it after Toy Story. I mean, I wouldn't argue I've not seen it, but I would imagine it's getting more sort of... depth is the word I'm looking for, not density.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Not Back to the Future. Lorraine, I am your density. I think that's fair, Stephen. I mean, you could always make the argument Toy Story getting up further, but that's what it fucking is. There's great movies. 31 to 40, Stephen, we've got The Insider at number 1. I think that's, of those films, I mean, it's in top 3, top 4, I would suggest.
It's a phenomenal film, yeah.
I mean, fucking look at the two guys that are in it. What more do you need to say? Yeah. I've never seen Jackie Brown, so I'd have to lean on you in terms of whether you think that's a better film than The Insider. I would trust you.
Yeah, I think Insider's a better film, John. Yeah.
Magnolia.
That's a good film. That's a really good film. Is it better than Titanic?
Well, I mean, Titanic is Stephen, you talk about technical advancement.
Yeah.
And what James Cameron, obviously it's a passion project for him. He's a deep sea explorer. All round fucking incredible human being. And he
With an
was also,
obsession with the Titanic.
hugely passionate about the subject, Stephen, and in a sense brought a sizable version of this to life. It was in an enormous tank. Obviously there's a lot of fanciful stuff going on in there with the Jack character, Leonardo DiCaprio, but you look at the cast, it's Kate Winslet, it's Leonardo. I'm sure there's other names in there that are with me at the moment. It was a great movie. I was obsessed with this as well. I was obsessed with boats when I was younger. My grandfather was a man of World War II and whatnot, and used to make models and was in and around steamboats and things like that of his generation. So he imparted a lot of that love onto me, and Titanic was the sort of...
I think James Cameron, in terms of obviously the technical stuff you mentioned, John, is absolutely right. And again, he's one of these directors very much like Lucas. He's pushing the boundaries all the time with technology and hardware. And this was not different. But I also appreciate the fact that he humanised the people who were affected by this. It wasn't just this visual effects fest. You know, there was a real heart and story behind it as well. You know, between DiCaprio and Winslet and many others. Billy Zane's in there as well.
Yeah, so he is,
Bernard Hill, he's the captain, isn't he? So it's a fantastic cast, but it's just taking that tragedy and humanising it. I mean, we all know that it was a tragic loss to life. You know, a great number of people died. But to personalise, you know, these two main characters in the film, you know, and give it that heart, I think was the most important thing.
And then she lets him die.
Yeah.
He could have fucking survived. That door was big enough for two of them. That was needless and senseless.
I think Titanic has to be probably in between The Insider and Jackie Brown.
Yeah. I mean, Stephen, you can make an argument that is further up as well, but again, the nature of the 1990s, it is perhaps one of the most stacked decades for film. There's films not even on this list that could make a case for being in the top 20, let alone 50. It's all subjective. So, I mean, it's fucking difficult. That's part of the reason why we enjoy doing it, because it's it's tricky. You've got to force yourself into making decisions you don't want. Stephen, The Fugitive's one of my favourite fucking films of all time. Harrison Ford's one of my favourite actors of all time.
That's up there, John.
Yeah.
I would put that in behind
Titanic.
I would put it in behind Titanic. I think it's a better film than Jackie Brown. I do.
Such an entertaining film. And you've got Tommy Lee Jones, you've got Harrison Ford, you've got a whole host of other great casting choices in there. It's just, I love that kind of stuff where you're living vicariously with the main character. And you're only one step ahead all the time. And they're hot on your heels. And then it's this sort of similar in the case to sort of Heat, where it's two very similar personalities in a sense, where they're just driven in their different fields. Obviously, I always forget his fucking name. It's like a French name. What's Harrison Ford?
Oh, you're talking about Sam Gerard?
Sam Gerard, yep. It's not French at all. And what's Dr.
Richard Kimball.
Richard Kimball. Stephen knows the names.
I've watched this film about 100 times.
But, I mean, they're kind of similar figures in a strange way, but he's just doing his job. He has to hunt him down. He says it at one point, I did not kill my wife. I don't care.
Yeah.
And it's just a brilliantly constructed film. Obviously, we've seen Will Smith try this with Enemy of the State, and other films have tried to mine out of this concept. For me, that's one of the best examples of that kind of genre, where it's man on the run, and obviously people are hot on his heels. Just exhilarating.
It's based off the 60s TV series, which was the sort of same theme, John, same characters, but to bring that to cinema, you know, have a resolve at the very end was it was good to watch, you know. And Harrison Ford in this brings his A game. Tommy Lee Jones, a phenomenal actor, you know, just playing that US Marshal, and his team as well. They'd gone to do the sequel, of course, US Marshals with Wesley Snipes, but this was the best of those two films, obviously. And it's a really good film. I think I think it's mostly filmed in Chicago as well. You can see that.
because you've
It's
kind
just
of got
that Chicago vibe.
yeah.
And just everything about it. I think it's just a really, really good film. Really good in terms of pacing and editing. The editing in this film's fantastic. It doesn't stop.
Yeah.
No room to breathe.
And he's such a
That's the
couple
way it should
character
be.
as well. Yeah, he's got balls
Yeah.
of steel. He goes to places he's got no right going to. Almost try to solve his wife's murder at the same time as being on the run, accused of it.
Yeah.
So it's just a brilliant, brilliant film. Natural Born Killers I've not seen, Stephen. I've not seen LA Confidential, so I can't speak on them.
I would say that Natural Born Killers and LA Confidential are better films than Edward Scissorhands, John.
Yeah, move it up. I'll not argue with you. Is Lock, Stock better than Edward? I'm going to shorten it.
I wouldn't say so. I think Edward...
Did you put that behind Jurassic Park?
No.
No. I think it's a very... Again, Stephen, Lock, Stock's not the best film of the list, but in terms of inspiration and what it done for a whole variety of careers, Vinnie Jones in particular, obviously Jason Statham, Guy Ritchie's a director. I mean, he's went on to make a whole variety of movies, but when I think of Guy Ritchie, I think of this movie.
Yeah.
And just the cleverness of it, the writing, the multi-perspectives, the way it all comes together. And it's got the right balance of comedy in there as well. It's just a really, really good movie.
Yeah. It's got really good dark humour in it as well, John.
Yeah.
Sting's in there. He plays
Right at
the
the bitter
dad
end.
that went on the bar.
Right.
Some really good cameos, and it's a stellar cast. And the dialogue in this film is fantastic. I love the script. I love the way they bounce off each other. Really, really good.
Technically great as well. Kind of slow motion sequence when he's on the run at the start. Just really slick, well put together movie.
Ocean colour. Yeah.
Yeah. Stephen, 21 to 30. This is where it gets fucking enormously tricky. I think Saving Private Ryan is easy top 2 in this category. It'd be hard to move that down. Really, how shall I put it? I don't want to keep using the word inspirational, but it's a really important war film. And the first 8 to 10 minutes where it's D-Day on the beach, don't know if it's Omaha, I can't remember which beach it is, where you've got them going out and under fire from the Germans, the Nazis I should say, because not all German person back then was a Nazi. The Wehrmacht, because not all the Wehrmacht were Nazis either. They were just guys out, young guys out fucking fighting. Didn't have a choice. I'm sure they would have much rather have been in Munich or Cologne or Hamburg having a fucking stein of beer and having a nice bratwurst or something like that, or a hog of pork. Pretty sure they didn't want to be on a fucking beach in France. But it's just harrowing, Stephen. Incredibly visceral and realistic.
Visually, John, yeah. It's
and again, you mentioned Titanic.
It's a piece of work visually, John, but in terms of it's hard-hitting message. Right from the kickoff, it's the violence, the death. It's just grim. It is grim, but that's war, you know. And I just think it's a fantastically put together film. You know, I got my dad this in VHS when it first came out in the late 90s, and the amount of times we watched it, you know, on VHS was fantastic. Just loved the film. So, you know, in terms of rewatchability, you know, it's quite layered, you know, and it's an emotional film as well. A really good cast.
Oh yeah.
So I would actually keep that there, John. I would. That might move up. Actually, have maybe think about it there. That might move up to the next tier. But we'll have a wee.
And Stephen, like you said about Titanic, humanising a sort of historic story. Also, there's a whole variety of human tales within World War II and war in general. It's one of the things that fascinates me about the Great Wars. It's such a sprawling global conflict, and you've got big operations and famous battles where there's thousands of people involved, but then you can really scale it down, and there's great individual stories. I understand this is probably fantasy. I'm not sure if Private Ryan existed, but certainly the concept of a family losing multiple kids in a conflict and having to go and hunt down the last remaining family member, so that they don't lose everything. That's something that's happened in real life, in conflicts. And obviously that's what drives it. Tom Hanks' character, I forget his name, he has to go and hunt down Private Ryan because his 3 brothers, I think, have passed away in a short period of time. And obviously it's Matt Damon, who was on Jimmy Kimmel about a week ago.
Yeah.
And Kimmel says something about, have you ever heard of Saving Private Ryan? He's like, what? I was fucking Private Ryan. I was Ryan. You fucking douche or something like that, he said. So, I mean, it's a great movie. Stephen, after that, we've got Big Lebowski. We've got 2 I've not seen in here. 3, and 4 of this category I've not seen. And I'll name them right now. Big Lebowski, Dead Man Walking. I've seen Dead Man Walking. I'm talking shit, I have seen that. Big Lebowski, Clerks, and Boogie Nights are the 3 I've not seen. Readily admit Big Lebowski's an iconic film, and obviously probably deserved to be right up there.
Big Lebowski where it is.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at the very end.
Tombstone.
Tombstone has no right to be at the very end there. I think I'd move it up to 3rd.
Tombstone's
that is an incredible film. That is great performances in there from Val Kilmer
it's one of my favourite westerns of all time, Stephen. There's so many quotes in there.
We might move it again, John, but I think it needs to be further up than where it was.
I'm just looking at The Sixth Sense and how iconic that film is. That's got one of the greatest. That's in contention of being one of the greatest twists ever filmed.
I would move that in front of Tombstone.
Yeah. And Dead Man Walking's a fucking sublime film as well. So, American Beauty. They're all, Stephen. At this point, they're all great movies.
It's absolutely solid at this point.
A Few Good Men is a brilliant example of a courtroom drama.
Yeah, really good film.
Clerks I've not seen, but I understand it's one of his greatest movies, Kevin Smith, and he's released quite a few good movies, so there's been 2 sequels, so there's obviously continuing interest. Paul Thomas Anderson, Boogie Nights. He's a fucking darling of Hollywood, isn't he? So he doesn't really release shite films, although he's released a political one in the last couple of weeks and people are wetting their pants over it. There's a surprise. The Usual Suspects.
It's not for all ages. This is the thing, and most age films are not, I suppose. But it's a phenomenal film in terms of forget about what it is about in terms of its technical aspects, its structure, its pacing, its casting, dialogue, its visuals, its soundtrack, its score. It's a really good film, but I don't think it's better than A Few Good Men. I think it's better than Clerks. I would say Clerks is a very independent film, but such a watchable film. You can't take your eyes off it the minute you watch it. I would probably keep that the way it is, actually.
I think that looks fine. Yeah. I think that looks all right.
Yeah.
11 to 20, Stephen. Fucking hell. Again, there's a couple in here I've not seen. Dances with Wolves and JFK. The rest I have seen. And they're all fucking sublime. Well, Goodfellas. I've famously not seen Goodfellas. I take that back. That's one of the few Scorsese movies I've not seen. I don't know why. I've still not seen it. Fucking shocking. But I'm obviously well aware of the reputation of the film and the cast and where it stands in terms of gangster, mobster films. So
I would say possibly Fight Club. Keep that where it is, I think.
Yeah. Do you think that's better than The Usual Suspects?
Yeah, I think so, John. As much as that, I think The Usual Suspects is a phenomenal film. It is.
Talking about twists.
Fight Club it's just, Bryan Singer, wasn't it, that did The Usual Suspects?
Yeah.
A great film, and I had it on VHS when it first came out, and it's such a good structured film in terms of obviously having the twist as well.
Yeah.
Very much like Fight Club and The Sixth Sense. It's just has its own unique twist that you're either going to see it coming or you're not going to see it coming. In terms of obviously Kaiser Soze, I didn't see it coming the first time I've seen it, and everything just structurally for that. It's a tough one. I think they're probably on par with each other, but I'm kind of edging towards Fight Club just slightly more.
Stylistically as well, it's just really unique. It's got an energy about it.
Yeah.
Dances with Wolves, I can't speak for Dances with Wolves or Goodfellas, so I don't know which one's better.
I think In the Name of the Father is probably ahead of Goodfellas. I'd keep Dances with Wolves where it is. And then we've got
Reservoir,
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog, JFK, 7, Truman Show.
I would probably say JFK should be in after. Yeah.
Reservoir's a great movie, but you know what? I'd even put in a fucking limit of one movie per director, and in that case, Pulp Fiction would be there, and Jackie Brown and Reservoir would go. But that's not the way it works, because Quentin was that fucking good.
Yeah.
That he consistently delivers great movies that deserve to be in the top 50. So,
John, I'm not sure about the last four, to be honest with you. Groundhog Day, Reservoir Dogs. What's the next one?
Truman Show. Really different movies, Stephen. I mean, really different movies.
What's the one before Truman Show?
Just after 7. Seven's a fucking incredible film. That's Fincher as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey, he's absolutely best.
Seven's phenomenal, John. That's got to be higher up now.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it? It's one of the iconic sort of 90s movies
I think
as well.
in between In the Name of the Father and Goodfellas.
Yeah, I would agree.
It may even be higher, John.
I think it's actually higher than In the Name of the Father.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's,
fantastic film. Yeah.
Reservoir, I don't think... I mean, it's an incredible movie. Also, the soundtrack, the cast, concept of it. It's Tarantino. But I'm biased, man. Groundhog Day is one of my all-time favourite movies. It's just such a brilliant concept. I love that concept. Even to the point where, excuse me, The X-Files, one of my favourite TV shows of all time. My standout episodes are actually those ones where it's reoccurring days.
Yeah.
Just that idea, because it's almost even a lot of people of certain faiths believe that's what living's all about, that you just relive your life, not this specific life, but you relive again and again, reincarnate until you get to a level of wisdom where you kind of elevate up into a higher conscious. I'm not aware of whether that's the case or not, because as far as I'm aware, I've only lived fucking once, and I'm not sure you get to live again because I've not experienced it. But it's kind of dabbling in that existentialism and sort of higher consciousness, starting off. I wouldn't say he was a terrible person, but he was really...
John, the way you
selfish.
describe that there is the way that Bill Murray wanted this film.
But then you've got the brilliance of Harold Ramis to make it more comedic. So you've got those two great minds meshing together, conflict over it, but ultimately you get such a great movie because they've combined the two ideas. You've got that sort of deep thinking existential thing going on, but you've also got the dark humour, and you've got the out and out humour, and you've got the brilliant comedic and overall acting talent that is Bill Murray. So I think that's one of the best movies of the 1990s, hands down. It's a really original concept, just really well put together on a technical level to keep reliving that day and getting the details right. Really impressive movie. I think it's well deserved. I think it's better than Reservoir Dogs. And then the Truman Show.
I think Truman Show is better than Reservoir Dogs as well.
Stephen, you can make an argument Truman Show is higher up.
Yeah.
You talk about original concepts and the cast. Can Ed Harris in there again? Jim Carrey, I think it's his finest performance in his career.
Yeah. John, do you know something?
He deserved an Academy Award nomination for that.
I think it's higher up than JFK and...
Stephen, I tell you what, I wouldn't be averse to putting it ahead of In the Name of the Father. I think it's in contention with those other movies.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of movie to them, but I think it's one of the best movies of the 1990s. It's got great rewatchability, brilliant, memorable sort of lines. The wife character sort of selling things on the fucking screen. It's a brilliant performance from Jim Carrey, really physical again. It's kind of blending his early 90s stuff, Ace Ventura, and stuff like that, really physical acting with a more matured, serious direction. He's kind of, you can see him becoming what he became.
John, even the set design. I love the set design on Truman Show. I like the set, the locations they picked for Groundhog Day was very good as well. I like when they do that. They did it obviously with Back to the Future with the whole square thing, Hill Valley, and I love it when they do that. They make it, grounded, and they did that with the Truman Show. It was, it wasn't a purpose-built set. I think it was actually a proper resort which they used for the location of where they lived. But just the concept of it was very, thought-provoking, I think,
Yeah.
in terms of where reality TV was going. This was before
Yeah.
reality TV,
Yeah.
before Big Brother, etc. But that manipulation in there, John, and now we seem to, I think we're even beyond that stage now,
Yeah.
where we're sitting with now, because people are now living their lives through the lens rather than the lens picking up their
And
lives.
what's real and what's not.
Yeah,
People are putting on a show and showing all the best parts of their life and the damaging aspects of that on young minds and whatnot. Kids growing up, they think that that's the way life should be, and they don't see the
ideal
downsides.
life.
So I think it's a really important film. More
Yeah.
recently, Barbie's kind of mined out of that similar sort of idea, where it's like real and what's not real, and sort of
What matters?
what matters. So, and that was hugely successful. So,
Yeah.
multi-generational, brilliantly written movie, technically brilliant, great performances, long-lasting legacy. I think it's easy top 20, middle of top 20.
Yep.
Stephen, final 10.
Yeah, unbelievable.
10 to 1.
We're here.
10 to 1. We'll start at 10. Also, we'll get Forrest Gump at number 1. It's not number 1, by the way. We'll just put it there. What would you say is number 10 in this list? We've got Forrest Gump, Good Will Hunting, Shawshank Redemption, This Shawshank Redemption, Heat, Pulp Fiction, Matrix, Schindler's List, Silence of the Lambs, T2, Judgment Day, and then Fargo.
I would say Silence of the Lambs, number 10. And then I would have Fargo.
Yeah.
Not
Silence
sure
of the
what
Lambs is a great movie, but it's one of those movies that's limited to the kind of audience it's going to attract. There's people who go in with morbid curiosity, but there's a whole host of people who wouldn't have watched this movie just because of what it's about. They're maybe put off with it, much like The Exorcism and stuff like that, or The Exorcist. Of the fuck, I've not seen it. I've seen Silence of the Lambs. Obviously, it's a phenomenal performance from Tony Hopkins and I think Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
A great movie, but I would agree out of that 10. I mean, you can maybe make an argument it's better than Terminator, but for me, I'm fucking biased. Terminator's one of the greatest action franchises.
That's the most important thing. It's what you get out of it. That's at the end of the day, this is our list. It's not anybody else's.
For me, Terminator 2 is it's a better movie.
I mean, you get more enjoyment out of a film. It doesn't matter how many Academy Awards one film won. If a film that didn't win any Academy Awards, and one of them in there is going to be highly rated, John, it's what you get out of it and how you feel about it. So, yeah, I mean, for me, Silence of the Lambs is probably just placed in the right place. It's a tough one because it's you look at the other 9 films and they're phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal films, each and every one of them.
And I'd agree with Fargo at number 9 because I've not seen it. And I've seen the rest.
It's a good film, John. Yeah, we're going to have to go down a Coen Brothers.
I've seen I've seen the one they done with Nick Cage. I always forget the name of it. Is it Leaving Arizona? Yeah. Leaving Arizona, is it? Have I just fucking made that up? Have I combined Forgetting Arizona?
You've got me. You got me thinking.
Coen Brothers. Fucking search it up.
Yeah.
What is it called? Let's find out. Is it even a Coen Brothers movie? Have I just made it up? Fucking hell. Bet it isn't. Watch this. I've seen No Country for Old Men. Fucking incredible film. Oh brother, where art thou? I don't think it is.
It's if you go to, I mean, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, John, I've been trying to get you to watch that.
Yeah, I've still not seen it. I've seen Bridge of Spies. Is that Coen Brothers? Fucking hell. Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's Steven Spielberg. They're fucking tripping.
They did, well, I mean,
what is
the
that
brothers
Nick Cage one then?
in their own way, haven't they?
What was that Nick Cage one then? Who the fuck made that? Christ almighty, I'll be here until...
Have you seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Lebowski, of course.
I've not seen Big Lebowski.
right, well, definitely. Raising Arizona.
Leaving Arizona, that's what I said, wasn't it?
Raising
Arizona.
Yeah.
That wasn't them, wasn't it not?
Yeah.
Was it them?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. So I've seen that. That's a great fucking film. That's a great film. So I've seen a couple of them movies.
We couldn't remember the title.
Oh, Stephen. I mean, I forget who fucking Josh Brolin and people like that are at times. I forget their names. So it's like... That's
So
what
I
it is.
forgot Dave Bridges' name last night. You have to help me out.
Yeah. That's
There's a long
Stephen, I mean.
pause.
I mean,
I
I
went,
was like,
Jeff.
oh, I know. You were going to say Kurt Russell, that's why. Because he's basically Kurt Russell's older brother. I'm assuming he's older. Stephen, number 8. Number 8 in this list.
What have we got in there just now?
Forrest Gump, Good Will Hunting, The Shawshank Redemption, Heat, Pulp Fiction, The Matrix, Schindler's List and Terminator. I would probably put Terminator in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so, John.
The evolution of the character, Stephen, where Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor is in this second movie, I mean, it's just fucking insane, the development in the character. Bringing in the Terminator, and he's this sort of mentor figure, he becomes humanised, and the sacrifice at the end, it's the ultimate sort of poetry. The killer becomes this sort of, the most inhumane character becomes a borderline human character.
Yeah.
It's just, that's why it should have ended at a great duology. There was no further storytelling required.
I don't know if you ever saw the Ultimate Edition of Terminator 2, the one with Michael Biehn in it.
Oh, I've not seen
cut
that.
Those scenes out cinematically, and it was. They should have kept it in because it was really.
That was the only great thing. He wasn't there.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal film. Robert Patrick coming in and doing that job as well was fantastic.
T-1000.
What a great Terminator he was.
And the technical stuff as well.
Yeah.
Going through the bars and the sort of metallic thing. I mean, way ahead of its time, technically, what they were able to accomplish.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, obviously the Abyss opened those doors up for those technical aspects to succeed, you know, and that's why I rated that film so highly in our last sort of round of films from the 1980s. But I would even put maybe The Matrix in. Just,
I would agree.
I think Terminator 2 is a better film than The Matrix.
Yeah, well, you can move it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. They're all great movies.
Yeah.
Matrix is a brilliant film, really enjoyable film. I just think purely because Terminator is in my mind, it's the conclusion. I don't, the fan fiction with fucking Carol the upholsterer and all this pish that's came afterwards, nah, not for me. It's Terminator and then Terminator 2, Judgment Day, that's Terminator. And just the evolution of the story, I think that just elevates it over The Matrix. I understand that's cheating because you're talking about the first instalment of a film, but I don't give a fucking shit. I'm making the rules.
It's almost like one long story though, John, split into two. And you said it about the character's development and Linda Hamilton's portrayal. Just totally night and day from what we see this scared sort of early 20s waitress, and she becomes this soldier by the second film. Phenomenal, just absolutely focused, you know, and calculated, you know, and the switch for Arnold Schwarzenegger's character as well from villain to hero was a great twist as well when it first came out. And Edward Furlong, he is John Connor to me. He'll always be John Connor.
Fucking right.
And that's it. And he didn't die. He didn't die.
No, because that was pish. That's absolute bollocks. That's a nonsense, that film. An absolute nonsense. You kill off John Connor and then you bring in a Latino female version of John Connor.
Juan Connor.
Fucking understand it. And listen, let's not get things twisted here and you think I'm shitting on Latino culture. I've just ate a fucking chicken Chipotle burrito before I came on. I love Latino and Mexican culture. So don't be thinking it's anything like that. I fucking love the food. I was just singing its praises. Doesn't get enough appreciation and love Mexican culture and food. Maybe it does, but it doesn't here. People think about Italy and they think of Greece and they think of Indian food, and rightly fucking so. But let's just give a bit of love to Mexico as the burrito sits in my stomach.
It was just a shit film.
What's that?
It was just a shit film.
It was, yeah. It was fucking horrible.
Mexican.
My throat is currently breaking up and I'm blaming the burrito. Stephen, after that, 7, we've got Forrest Gump, Good Will Hunting, Heat, Shawshank, Pulp Fiction, Schindler's List. I would be inclined to put, and I don't know if you agree with me, Good Will Hunting in at number 7.
Yeah, it's getting tough now, John.
Yeah.
That is. You know, and I love Good Will Hunting. It's one of my favourite films, but most of these ones that I'm talking
Yeah.
are my favourite films.
I mean, Schindler's List, I'm not going to
Yeah.
sit here and say it's one of my favourite films of all time. It's an incredibly fucking depressing film, but
Yeah.
purely for the story that it told. My dog's licking himself, for fuck's sake. Interrupting my chain of thought. The story that it told, its importance, and also the performances from Ralph Fiennes, as he's calling himself now, and Ralph, Rafe. Also Liam Neeson in there as Oscar Schindler. It's an important story to be told, and on a technical level what they achieve is fucking incredible. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it's one of my favourite movies of all time, but I have seen it a few times and it's an incredibly powerful and emotive film.
It's a hard watch, John. It's a hard watch, but I think it's a must-see watch.
Yeah.
How many times you want to watch it after? I think I've only seen this film twice in the 30-odd years it's been out. Because it's a hard film to watch, but it's an important film as well. It's documenting these events, you know.
Yeah.
Cinematically, in terms of what Spielberg did in terms of intentionally filming in black and white and all these artistic choices. It's timeless, you know. It's obviously a timeless masterpiece, but for me, it's a hard film.
And the
to
fact
watch.
that it's a biopic, Stephen, in a sense, because Oscar Schindler fucking dog man did exist. He thinks he's a cat. He spends so much time around a cat and cats in his life. He actually is convinced he's a cat. He's closer to Seabiscuit, the racehorse, than a cat. But you're licking yourself like he's a cat. Stephen, it's all, I've lost my mouse. What's going on here? How have I lost my mouse? I don't know. We'll find it in a minute. I'll plug it in. But obviously, Stephen, it's based on a real figure. He does exist. Oscar, fucking hell, I've just disconnected my stream deck. What am I wanting to disconnect here? It's based on a real guy, and it's important, Stephen, having a breakdown, try to fucking speak at the same time as plug things in. It's based on a guy who showed incredible bravery and humanity within a really inhumane time in humanity's sort of existence. Nazi Germany wasn't a great place to be. Through the 1930s into the 40s, we're in the midst of a war. It's a period where the government are setting up kangaroo courts. You've got blood judges in Berlin, just essentially almost like fucking Scarecrow in The Dark Knight Rises, having a whale of a time sending people to their death, people getting guillotined by the thousands. And guillotining people like Sophie Shaw, young people, old people, no one was safe if you stuck your head above the parapet. So for a guy of this standing who was really rich, made for life, he could have just kept his head under and ignored it and survived himself, but he decided he was going to take a risk and he saved hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of lives, a lot of young children. And think of the families that have now flourished after that because of this one man's actions. So an incredibly human story. And it's important to tell that, look, there was a lot of atrocities, there was a lot of bad people in Nazi Germany, but there was some good people who actually did do like incredibly human things. You think of the pianist, the sort of the officer that stumbled across Vladislav Spielman and spared him. So there was acts of incredible kindness at great risk to the people involved. And this is an example, a brilliant example of that story getting told. So, I mean, I think it's better
John,
than
I
Good Will
don't
Hunting.
think I could add anything further to what you just said there because you nailed it. And it's a film that, as I said, you know, it's not meant to have rewatchability. It's a statement. You know, it's a film that documents an important piece of history in film, over 3 hours long. And I think it has to be over 3 hours long to tell this story. But I would say it's hard to say this, John, but I think it's probably is number 5 in this top 5. This is tough, really tough.
No, it is. Stephen, you're getting to the sort of top movies of the 1990s. My voice is just going, Jesus Christ. I'm dying here. That's it, I've cleared it. Finally, yes. Post-nasal, or whatever the fuck you call it, drip, galore. Nose has been going all day. I think I've got the beginning of what you had, Stephen, a couple of weeks ago. Lord help me. And it's meant its way into my throat, and it's just fucking horrendous. But Stephen, the last four, we've got Pulp Fiction, Heat, Shawshank
I'm going to say it,
Redemption,
John.
Forrest Gump.
Number 4 is Forrest Gump for me.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
And it's only based on the other three being, in my opinion, better than it. It's a great film, but it's not as good as the other three. Tom Hanks, John, we talked about this last night on part one, in terms of the technology involved in this, the rotoscoping to that kind of quality, putting Forrest in with JFK and Hoover and John Lennon, all these sort of key moments.
Yeah.
But the story, John, is very interesting. It's a man's journey through all these events, big events that happened in American history, and what he came through, what he went through, and how he came through the other end. The loss. I mean, he loses his mum, he loses his best friend, he loses his love of his life eventually as well.
Yep.
You know, it's a very emotional film. Tom Hanks, again, this was, for me, peak Hanks, that sort of early to mid 90s. And this was a phenomenal film. A very good soundtrack as well. And again, Zemeckis is very good at doing those type of films that he picks a period in time. You know, he did it obviously with Back to the Future with the 1950s. In this case, it was through the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And I don't know where it goes up to. You know, I don't know if it says present day. I've not seen it in a while, but it just carries you through all these decades of all these big moments in time.
No, it's an incredibly important movie, Steve. Obviously, the sort of visuals and the memes that have come out of it are still present to this day. It's got great influence moving forward, 30 odd years. Well, when was it, 94 it came out? So yeah, 31 years ago. So, great performance from Hanks, but obviously a brilliant supporting cast as well. A character that's incredibly iconic at this point, and even in amongst some incredible performances from Tom Hanks, this one really stands out. So, I think it deserves to be top 5 in the list, anybody's list. Stephen, the final three, I mean...
This is hard. It's just getting tougher. You know, I had my... when we did the 1980s one, John, I had in my mind, I knew what number one was for me. I couldn't speak for you, but...
What did we give number one to?
Was my number one film from the 1980s. I don't know yet about these three films. They're very strong.
Yeah, they're totally different. Totally different movies. This, in terms of Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, it's that on steroids. The acting is better. Technically, it's better. It's a similar sort of thing with multi-timeline perspective storytelling. Really clever the way it all comes together. You kill off an iconic character like Vince Vega, John Travolta.
Yeah.
And what he did for John Travolta, by the way, because his career was kind of on the downward slope, and he kind of re-energised it and brought him back. Great music in there, great lines in there. You've got Harvey Keitel, he's still mining off that performance doing fucking adverts 30 odd years later. And Tarantino comes in with a memorable cameo as well with the coffee and whatnot. So many brilliant characters, so many brilliant quotes in there. The sort of gimp scene at the end, there's so many fucking blowing the head off the guy, Big Brain on... Check out the Big Brain on Brad. There's just so many fucking... What is it? What do they call the bugger again?
Big Kahuna?
No, not that one. It was they're talking about the metric system in France and...
Oh, right, yeah. The Big Mac.
The Big Kahuna butter, the burger, the cornerstone of every nutritious breakfast. There's just so many. The what scene, him delivering that thing that he clearly recites every time he goes to take out an individual. And then you've got your man, is it Ving Rhames? Is it Ving Rhames? I don't know.
It was. Yeah, it was Ving Rhames, yeah.
Ving
he
Rhames.
played Marcellus Wallace.
Yeah. Brilliant cast. One of the greatest movies ever made, period. Not just 1990s. For me, it remains Tarantino's greatest ever movie. And I fucking love a lot of that guy's movies.
I love this film, but there's one sequence that I always get uncomfortable about. It's obviously the overdose scene, and do you know
as well. Fucking hell, she's front and centre.
It's the time taken by Eric Stoltz's character Lance, and the annoyance of Rosanna Arquette not wanting to get the needle. it takes an incredible. He doesn't answer the phone right away when Vince is trying to phone him. He's eating cereal in his bed, and he's taking a hell of a long time to answer the phone. It frustrates the life out of me. It really makes me uncomfortable, and it's a deliberate thing from Tarantino to do that, But a phenomenal
He
film,
does that a
great
lot,
soundtrack.
Stephen. A great effect.
Yeah.
Makes the audience uncomfortable. With pauses and just dragging things out. And what may feel like 10 minutes is actually about 15 seconds, 20 seconds, but he's just brilliant in the way that he constructs a scene.
Yeah.
And the fact that this comes hot on the heels off of one of the most memorable moments, uplifting sort of happy moments, where they're at that 50s diner and they're doing that incredible dance sort of routine, and you've got Chuck Berry, you never can tell. It's just everything that's great about a Tarantino movie is summed up in this. Great dialogue, great characters, really punches you in the fucking gut with the visuals and the costume design, the story. It's just it's close to a perfect film, I think, as you can get.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, how the fuck do you put it anywhere other than number one? But you've got those two other movies afterwards, which are fucking all those sort of things I just discussed, but they're different.
Do you think Pulp Fiction is better than The Shawshank Redemption and Heat? This is the moment of truth now. This is when we're going to reveal what number one is by that question. And
Steve, I think it is better than Heat.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Heat. Heat is phenomenal. It's the first time we've got Al Pacino and Robert De Niro together. It's an incredible character sort of story, and the action in there, and there's just a brilliant supporting cast. There's so many iconic fucking moments in the film. But I do think Pulp Fiction edges it out. That's my opinion.
I would
Shawshank
agree
is the tough one.
Yeah. Obviously, between Pulp Fiction and Shawshank, we'll get to that, but I think Heat should be number 3, John.
Yeah.
Because I've got so much love for Pulp Fiction, just based on the things we just talked about. But yeah, I mean, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, I think people of a certain age, this was the sort of dream come true for them to get these two guys sharing screen time. Not my age, though. I was only 19 when this came out, so I didn't have long to wait for to see these guys in action together on screen. And
so it was 95?
Yeah, I mean, I was only 19, so I didn't grow up watching Al Pacino and Robert De Niro films when I was like 7 or 8. I wasn't interested in that, so it wasn't really till my teens. So when I started watching films by Pacino and De Niro, this film was ready to come out, so I didn't have a long wait. Yeah. But I can imagine people that grew up watching, Al Pacino films from the 70s and the 80s, and the same with Robert De Niro films as well.
It's the fact, though, Stephen. Yeah. There's only been 2, I think, their whole career. But they've started together. One wasn't anywhere near as good as this. They start together, it could have flopped and been horrendous, but it's absolutely fucking incredible.
There's another one, isn't there?
There may be 3, yeah. But it's almost like the Forgotten Child. It's the Black Sheep.
Yeah.
But it's the fact they finally start together and the calibre of film.
It's like the third film that Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor did together. I'm not the third one.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I was thinking about. Because you've got Silver.
Nobody really cares. It's not because it wasn't
you've got Star Crazy Silver Streak. Was he in Silver Streak? He was in Silver Streak. Yeah, he was in Silver Streak. You've got that incredible sequence you wouldn't get to make now. Why are you worried? He's got to have such a tight ass. Boom, 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 boom. I'm a real macaroni. Get down. Fucking Pryor tells him, for God's sake, keep low, don't draw attention to yourself. He comes out, my man. He's got the bomber on, he's dancing. It's like, fucking hell. You can see Pryor going like that. Oh, God. This fucking guy. So, no, you're right, Stephen. I think it was a 4th, was it not? Pryor and Wilder film. Because you had Silver Streak, Star Crazy, Hear No Evil, See No Evil, and then there was some other one that's forgettable. But no, I mean, Heat is one of the greatest movies ever made. It's fucking...
But obviously you've got The Irishman in there as well.
I forgot about The Irishman,
Really good film. I liked it. Obviously the physicality of the actors was jarring at times, and some of the de-aging was jarring, John. But in terms of the story, I thought it was a good film. I thought some of the scenes were great. But this film, Val Kilmer is third billing, and Val Kilmer's phenomenal in this film.
And this was like peak Kilmer?
Yeah. Batman was out the same year, so it was a big year for Val Kilmer. And it
Couple
was
of years
obviously
after
well
Tombstone,
before.
Doc Holliday,
Yeah, yeah, a couple of years before, and obviously Top Gun,
Top Gun.
10 years before. So, he was a big name as well. John Voight in there, Ashley Judd.
Ashley
She was
Judd,
in there
yeah.
as well. Yeah, big star from the 90s.
Yeah,
But, yeah, great film.
I would agree it's third though.
Yeah.
Which is no shame. It's an incredible decade for movies. It really comes down to The Shawshank Redemption or Pulp Fiction, Steve. What can you say about The
Yeah.
Shawshank Redemption? You talk about movies with rewatchability. As soon as this movie comes on, it could be halfway through the film, it's on the TV, you just sit and watch it, you're transported. There's just something about the film. It's got an aura. There's something about it. It feels like a fucking onesie or an hoodie with a pair of boot slippers on a cold winter's day, or sitting in a bath when it's pissing down outside and you're reading a good book in the bath. It just feels comfortable. You just slip into it and you're transported. The cast is fucking unbelievable. Clancy Brown, Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman, William Sadler, forget the warden's name. Just brilliant, big personalities, really tall cast as well. I always spoke about this. They're all massive except from William Sadler. He was the smallest by a country mile. They're all 6'2", 6'4", 6'5". So many great scenes in there, great music in there. And obviously it's a Stephen King novel.
Yeah, the score, John, is from one of your
well.
favourite composers, isn't it?
Who did the score again?
It was Deacon, was it? Was it Roger? No, Thomas Newman.
Thomas Newman is a fucking incredible composer. Yeah.
John, Bob Gunton was the warden.
Yeah, Bob Gunton was incredible, Stephen. It was a classic sort of corrupt warden who's taken back handles for also using prison labour and whatnot. And obviously it's that sort of corruption and fraudulent behaviour that Andy Dufresne taps into, and he gets him bent over a barrel, creates this sort of alias. It's just, there's so many great moments, and it's the development of it. The way that he goes from this wrongly incarcerated guy, fish out of water, they're all looking at him like he's got a silver spoon stuck up his ass, to quote, I think, Red, to becoming really part of for this close-knit group and really important figure that touches the lives of all the other prisoners and obviously saves Red as well.
See, to this day, most of the scenes in this film have, just imprinted in our minds because we've watched it so much. And
the sister scene, Stephen.
I'll get that same chill, when
they meet.
Is it Tommy you call him?
Oh yeah,
the young fella, he gets gunned down. You know, and you know how harrowing and how evil this warden is. At this point, and
but Stephen, the scene after
the reveal, John, with the poster is still one of the greatest moments in cinema. It doesn't matter how many times you watch it, I still get a thrill looking at those reactions from the warden, the guard, Red, in the cell, just the disbelief, the power, the mind of Andy Dufresne, how he was able to do that over a period of 2 decades and keep his sanity. That kept his hope. And he said that in the film, didn't he? Hope. I think Red said, "Hope's a dangerous
get busy dying." Yeah,
and he did.
He did, Stephen. And even that scene when Tommy does get gunned down, you get that incredible performance from Bob Gunton afterwards when he confronts Dufresne in solitary confinement, and he tells him it stops. Nothing stops. We'll take that library and pull it down brick by brick and have ourselves a little book burning. Something. You'll see the flames for miles and just think things like, "I'll cash you down with a sodomites. You think you've been fucked with the train, or by a train." There's just brilliant dialogue in there. Fresh fish scene. Trying to think what else. The sisters scene where Captain Hadley comes and beats the living shit out of him. And Red conveys that he drank or ate through a straw for the rest of his days. There's so many really enjoyable moments in there.
This is where the famous Morgan Freeman narration came from. Everyone, replicates it now, but I think it was this film, wasn't it? Because he narrated it all from start to finish. And I was going to say something about
in terms of music as well, Stephen.
the music, John, is
yeah,
really important in this. And
right from
Andy
the start.
taps into how important music is. He taps into that. He tries to explain that to his fellow inmates, how important
Yeah,
music is in your mind,
and that
keeping your sanity.
sequence where he takes control of the
Yeah,
sort of record player and plays
yeah,
those at that incredible sort of piece of music. But Stephen, right
yeah,
from the get-go, the sort of theme of the film, where they're panning over the prison, it's just fucking
yeah,
incredible from Thomas Newman.
yeah.
And the moment where Dufresne obviously escapes and Red's kind of reminiscing. Brilliant music, the stuff on the beach at the end, the way that it blends in the sort of cars going on the manhunt looking for Andy Dufresne, and then it leads with obviously the warden blowing his brains out. There's just so many iconic music moments in it. It's
Yeah.
obviously one of the greatest movies ever made, Stephen. I mean,
Well,
never
it's
won an
interesting
Academy
that
Award, didn't get any critical sort of acclaim.
no, but it's one of those ones that was in a strong year, as we mentioned last night. And you know, when you look at Frank Darabont, the director, who also, this is another one that I'm kicking myself we left out, The Green Mile.
Oh,
He
yeah.
directed The Green
Yeah.
Mile as well from 1999.
Mm-hmm.
They did a lot of similar technical aspects that were very similar in both films in terms of visuals and the pacing and the angles and the lighting. And that was Darabont, John. But no, it's a phenomenal film, Shawshank. It's one that, as you said, you can watch and watch and watch again. You know, 9.3 out of 10 on IMDb. It's one of the highest rated films ever made. Phenomenal cast, and it's funny because all the side players, you know what they look like,
Yeah.
because they only had maybe 5 lines each in the film, but they're all memorable because it was a
Brooks as
greatly
well.
written script.
And Stephen, it was just the sort of the way they told the story about this sort of institutionalisation. There's a big word for you, of incarcerated people. Brooks,
Yeah,
fine example of losing hope and giving up when he was finally
yeah,
out. World had moved on from him. And then obviously we get Dufresne on the sort of opposite end of the spectrum, where he goes out and he's got in his mind he's going to go and do this, he's going to live by the Pacific, he's going to build ships because he was wrongly incarcerated. And then Red's kind of straddling and he can go either way. And he just has that right amount of hope through Dufresne of going and making a better life for himself. It's just a really powerful story. Is it better than Pulp Fiction? Fucking hell.
I would say so, John. I would say so. Just, I think it just edges it, to be honest with you, because I do love Pulp Fiction, but I think in terms of what the Shawshank Redemption makes you feel at the end of it, you know, it's wholesome, you know, and it's got. I mean, I know Limmy's talked about what happens half an hour after Red and Andy meet up on the beach, and Red becomes a bit of a pain in the arse.
He gets bored and does him in.
I want to see that sequel, but it does. It's a wholesome feel to it, John. It's got a conclusion. Pulp Fiction, like most Tarantino films, the characters live on. You know,
Yeah.
even when you can sense that they're still living their lives, but there's a closure in this film, a real proper closure, a happy closure, and you never really think you're going to get it because the majority of the film is very doom and gloom. You know, it's nothing really goes right for these guys till the very last maybe 20 minutes of the film. And even when Red is released, which is another great speech from Morgan Freeman, it's just one of these fancy words that so men like you can have fancy suits. You don't know if he's going to make it to San Guataneo. I had my doubts watching it the first time. I don't think he's going to make it. You just the way Brooks ended up, I just thought it's going to have some kind of Stephen King. He's twisted that way. So, you just never know.
It's another thing, Stephen. It's just the brilliance of Stephen King. He's gave the world so many incredible films that are stories that have been adapted to both film and TV. The world would be an incredibly poorer place without that guy's mind. What he's gave us is just can't really calculate. The difference he's made on so many people.
Yeah.
Just an incredibly important figure in the last 40, 50 years of humanity. And these type of guys, they do get the flowers, but they don't get enough. I mean, you think of what people who are important, you think of music, you think of the Beatles, you think of great scientific minds. Sometimes you overlook the great literary minds and what they've done. And what you could say, yeah, it's just writing fucking horror and these kind of things, but ultimately that changes people's lives.
Yeah.
They go and watch films or TV shows and it changes them. They become inspired to do something. Obviously, in this case, there's not much to be inspired about, like you're behind fucking bars. But it's great cinema, Stephen. That's peak cinema. It's going to be difficult to top that in any decade. I mean, it's one of the... it's just, again, how the fuck did that not get any nominations at the Academy Awards? I understand Forrest Gump was out and there was other movies, there was hot competition, but...
That's just the way it goes, John. I mean, I remember when it came out, and I worked in a factory at the time, and we were all talking about this film called The Shawshank Redemption, and everyone had seen it, had only seen it on VHS. Nobody bothered to go and see it in the cinemas, where I was, because it didn't get promoted enough, I don't think. And I think Morgan Freeman spoke about this. He thinks his theory is the title of the film is too confusing. No one can remember Shawshank Redemption when it came out because it was a weird title for a film. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what was its release date. I can't remember.
It was
that
94.
might have had a lot to do with it in terms of when it was released in 1994.
You know, search it up, Stephen, and find out, because if it came out early in the year, it's probably forgotten about, which is mental, but it does happen. It released on the 17th of February 95. It was too fucking late. It was I mean, I wasn't even in contention with Forrest Gump then, because that was 94, and it was... I mean, it was... I suppose it was the awards. It was too late, though. I think it was beyond the cut-off. Yeah. So it would have been 96. Academy Awards, I would imagine it would have been up against. Academy Awards. What won that year? Can we find out? Let's find out very quickly. Come on, fuckface. Load up. Leaving Las Vegas, Nicolas Cage won his Best Actor. It's a phenomenal performance, to be fair. Kevin Spacey, Usual Suspects. Susan Sarandon, Dead Man Walking. I mean, it was a fucking great year as well, to be fair. You had Apollo 13. Restoration, one for that. Direction, Best Cinematography, Braveheart. Fair enough. Best Director, Mel Gibson, Braveheart. Don't know about that. What won Best Picture? Fucking hell, man. Is it a secret you want to tell us? Best Picture? Braveheart. Oh my fuck, I didn't even realise Braveheart won a Best Picture. Now that's a fucking joke. But it was too late for 94. Maybe borderline. But also stiff competition. And it was way too early for 95. It would have been forgotten about.
Yeah.
And then we've seen this before where movies sort of gather ahead of steam and are just hugely popular. And obviously we've got all the expat people in America, like I said yesterday, who think they're blood relations with William Wallace and Robert the Bruce, when in reality they're just blood relations with little Frank or James down the street in fucking, I don't know, Dunoon. There's no importance to their ancestral links at all. They may be Scottish, they might not even be Scottish, but that's important because it obviously gets into people's minds and builds up momentum. I don't know, Shawshank was wronged massively in the context of the Academy Awards, no matter what year it was in. It's one of the greatest movies ever fucking made. Who was the director of Shawshank?
Frank, I just said
you said it, Frank Darabont. Yeah, you did, you said that. I didn't even realise it was the same guy that done the Green Mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense now you mention it. And he was involved in The Walking Dead.
Cinematically,
fuck me.
See the connection, John.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, and he done Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. That's going to round it up. That is going to round up our top 50. We've kind of got there in the end, Stephen. We've ranked Shawshank first, Pulp Fiction second, Heat third, Forrest Gump fourth, Schindler's List. I'm not going to do them all, by the way. Good Will Hunting, T2, Matrix, Fargo, Silence of the Lambs. That's our top 10. Where would you rank the top 50 movies of the 1990s? Is there any we've missed? We know we've missed a couple. Green Mile, Sense and Sensibility. Fucking grand scheme of things, are not going to go much further than Trainspotting, are they? But Where would you rank them anyway? Share your thoughts down below about our rankings. Where would you rank them? Thoughts in the 90s as a whole, as a sort of a decade, artistic output, music, fashion, anything you want to share. Put it down below. I was too young to fully appreciate the 1990s. I was but a child. I was born in 89. I was a 90s kid. I remember the Furbies. I remember the Tamagotchis. I remember the music to an extent. Fruit of the Loom, Benetton, things like that. That's what Nike Air Max 95s. That's what I remember. And Celtic being absolutely fucking shit, but not as bad as their rivals are just now in their low seb. Even back then we had George Cadet and Paul DiCanio and Paul McStay. So even when we were bad, we weren't ever really that bad. We still played cosmic football. Share your thoughts down below anyway about anything you want to share in the comment section. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to get notifications for future content like this. Follow button, notifications button over on Twitch as well. See us live over there on a different platform. And also, as it was said, is thank you for watching this. And until the next time, bye bye.